How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today we're talking about the Hyliion SHLL merger and how they kind of set a date for the merger to happen. We're also going to talk about why I'm bullish on the stock, but why I'm not really buying the stock. And I'm going to go through all that. I think it's really important to go over. I'm also going to talk about whether I think it's too late to buy the stock, because that's something that a lot of people have been asking me. Now, before we get into it, if you don't mind hitting the like button, I really appreciate it. Also, hit that juicy red subscribe button down there. I would appreciate that too. We're making daily videos on this. So if you like this kind of thing, you'll probably like the future videos, because we do 1 to 2 videos a day. And it's all on very relevant information. So I'm actually coming with a video right after work, right after a workout. So you guys like that hustle that I had yesterday, where I got home, filmed a video right away, and posted it that night. And we're doing something similar today, where I worked, but I actually had a workout before this. So, hopefully you like this. Hopefully my hair's not too messed up, or the shirt's not throwing you off from that fancy shirt that I wore yesterday. But thank you guys for watching. Also, if you guys want some free stock from WeBull, you can use that link below. Or if you want to support the channel by joining our Patreon, talk about investing with us, you can do that. Also, if you want to start investing with M1 Finance, there's that link down below too. They're my favorite brokerage. So there are all different kinds of options. I really appreciate it, and let's get into it. So SHLL has had some crazy price fluctuations over the last month. We see just a month ago it was about $20 a share. Then it kind of bumped up to this level where it's around $26, $27. Then it bumped up to this new level around the high 30s. And now it seems to be sitting around 50 to 51 a share. Now, I do own a small position in this company, and we got news this week, pretty big news, that they are actually expected to finalize the merger. So Tortoise Acquisition is going to merge with Hyliion and be able to take it public. So we got this statement earlier this week, and actually just about a day or two ago, this Form DEFM 14A filed by Tortoise Acquisition, which means they are going to do a special vote of shareholders, and they're going to do this on September 28th. So I think we'll kind of see the price go up. I think this is going to definitely happen. Now, whether it happens right on September 28th that they actually merge, or whether it's a few days or even a week or two afterwards, we don't really know. But I think this is going to go through. Everyone wants to see it go through. Both companies want to be able to merge, so we might have maybe 1 or 2 shareholders that don't really want to merge, but I think for the most part, this is pretty much a dead bang lock that this is going to happen now. And this is really good news for them. I mean, this is what we've been waiting for. Now, I will say we have seen the price come down a little bit just over the last few days, So over the last week, we've seen it come down about 8%. So it's interesting to see how the good news kind of affects it or doesn't affect it. I think we've been kind of expecting this, so some of this is priced in. Now, the reason I'm not buying more is twofold. First of all, I do own a small position, right? So I put in about $50 worth into Hyliion, or into Tortoise Acquisition, and I did this a few weeks ago. I've seen it go up a little bit, but I don't have a big position. And the reason for this is, first of all, and don't give me too much hate for this, but first of all, I have no idea what the revenues are going to be. So they have different projections right now. They have a big market, right? So they have an $800 billion market, they say. But we really have no idea what kind of margin they're going to have, what kind of revenue, net income, all that they'll have after this goes through. Now, that might not be a big deal, but, as someone that is investing in a kind of a more speculative play like this, I like to have some kind of idea. Now, that's not a deal breaker for me, but I'm investing in Workhorse, and we know what Workhorse is kind of going to be able to push out in terms of revenue if they get this USPS contract, and they've led on to the fact that, there's probably a pretty good chance that they'll get part of the contract. Now, we don't know what's going to happen with that, but there is kind of a precedence that's set for what kind of revenue we could see. You can kind of formulate what would make sense in terms of a price to sales ratio, so it's easier to make price targets. Now, with Hyliion, I really don't know what kind of revenue they're going to have in a year, or in 2 years, or in 3 years. Now, again, that's not a deal breaker for me, but that kind of brings me to my next point, which is I only have so much money to invest. I've been investing pretty heavily in Workhorse, so I own about 32 shares in Workhorse, and that's actually a pretty significant position for me and more of a speculative stock. So, that is about $700, $800. I don't always invest in all speculative plays, but both Hyliion and Workhorse are kind of more speculative. So we don't really have a good idea for what they are going to do going forward. So they're high risk, high return. Now, that being said, I'm not saying that I won't invest in Hyliion. I'm just saying right now, there's only so much I can invest in. So that's kind of what my sticking point is. Now, I could come across news tomorrow that would make me want to invest more in this. But right now, I'm just sitting on my shares. I'm not saying, again, that I'm not going to invest more. But right now, that's kind of the reason why I haven't invested more. And I don't think this investment in Workhorse has been a waste by any means. So I have a cost basis right around $17.50. So if you haven't heard about Workhorse or if you haven't invested, there's been a lot of news that came out recently. So I would watch some of my older videos. I'll put a link here, and I realize this isn't a Workhorse video, but I did want to mention it just because there has been some news that they are hiring about 200 more employees. They only have about 115 or 120 employees now. We've seen some good price movements over the last few days, so we aren't up to where Hyliion is for share price. But as you can see, just over the last 5 days or so, we've seen some nice price movement upwards. And I do have a good cost basis. So like I said, I'm about $17.50, which means that over time, I have had about 35% rate of return. So I definitely check out Workhorse if you haven't done that already. I'm still really bullish on Workhorse too. And let me know kind of if you're more bullish on Workhorse or Hyliion. I would appreciate that. I think it'll be kind of interesting to see what people think and to see, what your viewpoints are on it, how you're investing. If maybe you have both of these companies, how you're investing and trying to manage which one you want to invest more in. I know that personally, I invested just a little bit in Hyliion, but like I said, I don't really know what kind of revenue they're going to have, while Workhorse seems a little bit easier for me to be able to tell. Also, with Workhorse, I think we have that huge USPS contract that they are trying to get, and I think we're going to get news here in the next month or two on that. And I think if we get the contract or a portion of the contract, I think the stock price will go up dramatically that day. So that's not like the selling point for Workhorse. That's not the only thing that they have going in the works. But I've already seen about a 35% rate of return, and we have not gotten any part of that USPS contract. Now, there is some of that I think is priced into the price right now, but it's going to be interesting to see how that works out over the next, month or two. Now, a lot of people have been asking me, do I think it's too late to invest? And I'll be honest, I don't think it's too late. I think that anyone that says it's too late is wrong. So I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a stock analyst. I don't really know where the price is going to go moving forward. But this is still a very small market cap company. So this is about $1.5 billion. This company has a market that is a potential $800 billion market. Now, just to me, I think that this could be a $10 billion, $15, $20, $50 billion company down the road. I just don't know how soon it will be there and if it will actually get there. But if you have a good outlook on the company, if you think it's going to do well over time, I don't think it's too late to invest in this company. Now, let me know your thoughts below. I just wanted to get this news out to you as quick as possible. So if you want to do something to help support the channel, I would really appreciate it. You can do that easily with the like button, with commenting below maybe what you think about Tortoise Acquisition. Are you buying more of it? And then also hitting that subscribe button. Now, if you want to support in another way, like I said, you can use those links below. Sign up with M1 Finance, start investing through there, or sign up with WeBull, get some free stocks. It really helps me out and helps the channel out. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.